Welcome back to Nerd Wars, and you guessed it, Warner Brothers and DC teaming up with Marvel and Disney have destroyed superheroes, and in the process has helped destroy Hollywood and entertainment, though they would have done just fine destroying themselves on their own. So we're doing a little bit of back and forth between Warner Brothers and DC and Marvel and Disney. Let's see how things are going. Superman Batman writer Joshua Williamson admits outrage sells comics. It sucks, but it's a pattern that I've seen in my time at DC. He actually makes some really good points in this, and I also just noticed that he was part of the G.I. Joe series Duke Volume 1, which is G.I. Joe and Transformers crossover, if I'm not mistaken. I was going to get it because Yellow Flash recommended it to me. Went to my local comic book shop. It was under new management with the new name, and it was filled with people. No comic books hardly at all, but it was filled with people there for Magic the Gathering tournament.
You triggered my trap card!
I'm like, oh hey, I'd like to get me an issue of Duke Volume 1. Oh, we bought 50 of them and they sold out. Oh, well hey, that's good. There's actually a comic people want to buy, but like, give me it. I don't want to buy it off Amazon. Give me it. Oh, we'll have it here in about a week and a half. Oh, I go there and, oh, hey, so you guys got that? No, we're going to get it next week.
I have contained my rage for as long as possible, but I shall unleash my fury upon you like the croc!
I'm trying to support you morons. Maybe make it easier for me to actually support you guys.
Stores are closing at a phenomenal rate.
Back to the topic. Sometimes people get really angry and they spend money, which is the saddest thing. I want to buy Duke Volume 1. Let me buy Duke Volume 1.
Are there any left? Shut up and take my money.
But it's been the hard lesson that I've learned from DC. It's that when people are happy, they spend less. It sucks, but it's a pattern that I've seen in my time at DC. I've noticed this in politics. You either do straight up fear mongering or give people a bunch of false hope. You want to get the views, you want to make that money, you do that. You try to be a little more realistic, people aren't interested. They want to be scared or lied to, sadly.
You're f***ing a white male! You're correct, sir!
I don't want to make anybody mad. The thing is that I would want to say, first and foremost, trust me. It's not just about, oh, I want to piss people off. That's not what you're doing at all. What you want to do is you want to establish some kind of trust first and then say, listen, this is going to be a roller coaster ride. It's going to be crazy at times. There's going to be some ups and downs and it's going to be nuts. But trust me to come on this ride with me. So that's what he's actually talking about. Angering people by making you think a character died.
Oh, your money!
Putting someone in a really, really bad position you don't think they're going to get out of. That's great. That makes so much sense. But they current thinged it.
For a modern gaming audience.
Peter, I need you to hold my ears.
From Wally West being turned into a mass murderer in Heroes and Crisis Volume 1 to John Kent being turned into a walking avatar for neoliberal social media addicts and Superman, Son of Kal-El.
On my planet, females bow before males.
This is not your planet.
For a modern gaming audience.
To a walking straw man in the same group's every pet grievance being revealed as the secret supreme pizza leader in America of America in Wonder Woman Volume 6. To the entirety of the Gotham War event being based on the intentionally obtuse argument that Batman is only beating up on the truly desperate in society rather than the outright criminals. They didn't do nothing. Let them steal the TVs. They earned it. It's a oppression or something. The list of DC series which could have been made with at least some intention of angering readers truly goes on and on. To be honest, at this point, one could throw a dart at a wall of the publisher's last decade's worth of solicits, and more often than not, the projectile will land on something made with such ill intent. Now they're not trying to anger you with the death of Superman. They're trying to anger you by turning Superman's son into an LGBTQ LMNOP. It's not the same. I can think of another superhero TV show that did that. Marvel's She-Hulk star Tatiana Maslany, Trans Futures Matter. Tatiana Maslany says second season is unlikely. I think we blew our budget and Disney was like, no thanks. Oh, you made the fans the bad guys. You made the internet trolls the bad guys. Weird. The Batman also did the exact same thing.
Supposed to go.
The Riddler was possibly the worst supervillain I've ever seen in a superhero movie. Possibly. Because we gotta own the chuds, guys. Yeah, well, guess what? The internet trolls won.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
Which sucks. We just want good stories. We just want the characters we like to have good stories and not be written by people who hate us. DC animated projects might be getting the axe as Warner Brothers restructuring continues. Even when I wasn't reading comic books, I really enjoyed the DC animated movies. At this stage, we don't know. At this point, DC Comics is so small. That's probably the only reason they haven't been canceled or sold off. Currently, there's bigger problems to deal with, but eventually the eye is going to turn towards them. The ambiguity surrounding DC Animation's future is part of a larger trend that the studio has been grappling with. James Gunn, the head of DC Studios, has previously provided vague statements about the direction of animated movies and what he likes little boys to do to him.
Why don't you have a seat?
When asked about the continuity of animated films during the blah 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 blah, Gunn mentioned that some of the stuff will continue as Elseworlds, leaving fans in suspense about the studio's intentions. Well, I actually got some news in here about the Elseworlds. More on that in uno momento, por favor. Star Wars clarifies future of Dave Filoni's Ahsoka. What is it? Oh, the orange one. Okay, you should have just said the orange one. Series with season 2 production tease. Oh my god, it actually got a season 2? How?
Word.
So we cancel She-Hulk season 2, but the orange one gets a season 2. Hey, sounds good to me. Sounds great.
Do it.
All my YouTube homies need to make that money, so I fully support it. I'm gonna be a huge supporter of the Acolyte. That is for sure.
Yes.
I don't care.
I mean, mission accomplished for Disney. I'm gonna finally get Disney Plus just so I can watch the Acolyte. So maybe we do spend money when we're angry. My homie Space Rebel convinced me to finally read one of the Star Wars comics. I read the Darth Vader one. It was actually pretty darn good and made me think, why did we get so much Anakin and barely any Vader in the movies?
I don't like sand.
What?
Personally, I'd read so much good sci-fi before I watched the original trilogy. It was quite a letdown for me.
Impossible.
I enjoyed some Mandalorian season 1 and 2-ish. This is better. It definitely made me understand why when Disney bought all the Star Wars stuff, they killed the extended universe, because it's actually good. They can't have people going and looking at some actual good Star Wars, because then people realize just how bad the Disney Star Wars is. But hey, we're getting season 2 of the orange girl with the tentacle hair. Superman Legacy, David Cornsweet fight training, Lois Lane, marvelous.
Who is this imbecile?
People told me, oh, David Zaslav's gonna save DC and Warner Brothers. David Zaslav with your Generation Drag show. Come save us. People didn't like it when I said, sorry, stop having the false hope. Here's reality, because people don't like reality. Sadly, people want to be fear-mongered or they want hardcore hopium.
You don't have a family and we're all going to die.
When I give people the reality, they do not like that. And I gave them the reality was that David Zaslav, and guess who was right?
I was wrong, you were right.
Everyone was super hyped about James Gunn. I'm like,
I'm stupid, you're smart.
Have you read his tweets? Have you seen Peacemaker, who I constantly call Peacekeeper because I don't even remember the name of it? I made it 30 minutes because it was so woke. It's some of the wokest stuff I've ever seen.
Where are you going?
Just to call my wife. Tell her I'm on my way back.
You're the best, I'm the worst.
For some reason, I want to know more about Lois Lane.
Well, I'm stalking some journalist friends of mine, just asking some questions.
Listen, we don't need to hear you. All right. Okay, I'm liking this Lois Lane all right. She could fill out her role a little bit more, that is for sure. Not judging. Probably nice and shapely in her role, but I think she could fill it out a little bit more. I've really enjoyed the collaboration with James Gunn so far. Every single person involved in this production is such a perfect nerd for Superman. What they always say, right before they destroy the character that they pretend like they really love. Oh, I love Little Mermaid growing up. That's why she's black now. Oh, I love Little Mermaid growing up. That's why Prince Eric's a cuck now. We all grew up watching the movies, yeah, I bet. Some of us grew up reading the comic. Yeah, like James Gunn, he did. I'll give him that. I feel like it's being made with so much love. This is what they tell us right before they screw everything up every time. This Superman will have a sense of humor. So you didn't grow up with the movies and the comics then. And next you're going to tell me the Batman's got a sense of humor too. We're excited to both put our own spin on things, but also honor this material that we all love so much. Who was right? Mr. Reality, the guy living in reality land. They give us the false hope, and I say, they're lying to you. And then at the end, they say, yeah, we are lying to you. We're going to put our own spin on things, but we're going to honor the thing that you love.
Oh, okay. Sure, Quill.
By making them LGBTQ LMNOP. Every time.
You're very good looking. I'm not attractive.
I didn't even read that part. This is the part I read. This is what concerned me. He was asked just 3 adjectives to describe Lois Lane. Feisty. You mean a dare I say marvelous? Yeah, about as marvelous as the Marvels.
Black girl magic.
Fiercely intelligent. So I'm again about how James Gunn's gonna save the DCEU? What are we even calling it now? DC Studios? John Cena teases the prospect of Peacemaker Season 2. Thought we were doing a reboot.
I can clearly see you winking.
Oh, the wokest one? We're gonna keep that? Fat black CIA lesbian? Peacemaker's dad, who watches what was clearly supposed to be Alex Jones and says lots of racist things. I will say, I did enjoy that part of Peacemaker. As soon as I saw that, I'm like, this guy's the protagonist as far as I'm concerned.
You're my hero. And I love you.
The DCEU ended with Aquaman 2.
Bathroom issues in your bed.
Where the very ending, Aquaman, unilaterally, without anyone else's input, tells the world about Atlantis and joins the UN so they can fight global climate things that I don't want to wiki blurb under.
Me talking to the UN, expediting what's going to be happening with the melting ice caps.
And then in the secret ending, his brother eats the bugs. Puts a cockroach on a burger and eats these bugs because the burger is better with a cockroach on it.
That's disgusting.
And James Gunn also hates us because we got him canceled for, I don't support cancel culture, but the things he was saying on Twitter, he deserved to be canceled and probably investigated by the police or FBI. James Gunn isn't coming to save anything. Yeah, this reboot is already dead on arrival. Speaking of other things that are dead, Robert Downey Jr. seemingly confirms MCU return. Suggests news is not just yet ready to announce. So my guess is he's going to show up in the Ironheart series if that doesn't just get fully canceled. So that way Ironheart can tell him how evil he is for being a white man and how she's so much smarter than him.
Please, no gang signs.
Yes, last resort. That's how dead superhero movies and Hollywood is. They're doing their last resort. Maybe. Allegedly. Oh my God, read the story. I think it's actually going to happen. It's gonna be like Michael Jordan coming back from playing baseball. It's gonna be Tony Stark, but he's gonna be wearing the number 45. Get access to exclusive videos and become a producer at my Subscribe Star. Links in the description.